If Ricki Lake has proven one thing, it's that you can overcome almost anything in life with a can-do attitude, no matter what your doctor says. Following in the footsteps of many fellow 90s stars, Lake broke out her dancing shoes in 2011 to compete on season 13 of Dancing with the Stars. Doing the show wasn't exactly something she was excited about, as she told the Orange County Register, "It was one of the scariest things I've ever done. I had turned it down every single season because I was scared of putting myself out there in that way." Part of the reason for the misgivings was an insecurity about her weight, as she went on to explain, "I was scared of the costumes, of my partner having to lift me up, all my body image stuff. I was really uptight about it." Despite her initial hesitation, she made it all the way to the finals with partner Derek Huff, finishing in 3rd place. Though if you ask Lake, the true accomplishment might be overcoming her fears. Audiences may have loved the first talk show that bore Lake's name, but they weren't as enamored with The Ricki Lake Show. We're not trying to confuse you with some kind of clever wordplay. The actress and host simply didn't find as much success with her second go-round on a daytime talk show. After 11 seasons and multiple Emmy nominations, Ricki Lake ended in 2004, allowing for its host to take a little break from the talk show circuit. But in 2012, she decided the break was over and was ready to hop back into the host chair for The Ricki Lake Show. Talking to the Orange County Register, she had high hopes for the project, though once again, it didn't sound like it was necessarily something she set out to do, saying, "Nothing in my career has been a conscious choice. I wish I could say I had options like Jennifer Aniston or something. The jobs I took were the jobs that came along."
Never say never. You know, when an opportunity comes up, I mean, I'm good at it.
Yes,
I'm really good at it.
Unfortunately, lightning didn't strike twice. And either audiences didn't like adding the words "the" and "show" to the title, or they simply weren't interested in the second go-round. The new show was canceled after 1 season due to low ratings, though Lake still expressed pride in the show covering topics that were important to her. While hosting her daytime talk show in the late 90s, Ricki Lake decided to pull double duty by becoming a mother as well, giving birth to sons Milo and Owen with her first husband, Rob Sussman. The talk show host gave birth to Milo in a hospital, which she didn't feel was ideal, so Owen's was a home birth. Inspired by her experiences, she set out to create a documentary to educate women on their birth options. The Business of Being Born was released in 2008 and featured both Lake and director Abby Epstein documenting their pregnancy experiences, as well as delving into topics like midwifery, home births, and C-sections. As Lake shared with people, "They need to know the pros and cons of it all. I happen to support home birth because I had a beautiful experience. But I'm not telling everyone to do that. I'm advocating for choices." The doc received overwhelmingly positive feedback, and even years after its release, Lake has seen that it's still having an impact on so many people.
This film is super personal to me, and the fact that it's had this lasting effect on now generations. I can't believe it.
In 2018, Lake took on the challenge of producing another documentary, though this one probably had a lot more munchies involved. Serving as a producer for the project Weed the People, Lake again teamed up with director Abby Epstein for a deep dive into the benefits of medical marijuana. The film focused on the families of children with cancer trying to gain access to cannabis treatments in order to lessen painful symptoms and side effects of chemotherapy. The project took 5 years to complete, and in an interview with CBS News, Lake took issue with those who sought to diminish the benefits of cannabis for medicinal purposes, explaining, "We've been brainwashed to think that this plant doesn't have medicinal value. How this was a medicine for thousands and thousands of years and only hasn't been a medicine for 80 years. Before she was hosting a show that gave sick children home from school something to watch in bed, Ricki Lake impressively kicked off her entertainment career at the age of just 18, starring in the iconic 1988 movie Hairspray. Directed by the thinly mustached John Waters, the film became a cult classic, spawning both a Broadway musical and a 2007 remake. Speaking at a panel at a special screening for the original film's 30th anniversary, Lake shared that she'd gone to meet Waters during her college finals, got a call back after one audition, and the rest is cult classic history.
I didn't know what I was getting into, which I think was what helped, because I wasn't nervous. I didn't know who this crew were.
Your mother knew, right?
My mother was a little scared.
Waters had high praise when talking about his then teenaged leading lady, sharing how impressed he was with her performance by saying,
"Very few girls at that time came to try out, but if 10,000 had tried out, Ricki still would have gotten the part."
Apparently, getting a place on the podium during her season of Dancing with the Stars whetted Ricki Lake's appetite for reality show competition. In 2019, the same producer who convinced her to dance her heart out on national TV convinced Ricki Lake to participate in Season 1 of The Masked Singer, disguised in a raven costume for her performances. As the 6th celebrity eliminated that season, she not only missed out on the podium, but keeping everything a secret also proved to be a challenge for someone who made a career out of being chatty on TV.
I'm an open book. If anybody grew up watching me on TV, I talk about everything. I share. I'm an oversharer.
After being a trained singer as a child, Lake relished the opportunity to knock the dust off her vocal cords, and getting to do it in a big silly costume was an added bonus. She also got a kick out of playing detective alongside the audience, as even she didn't know who her fellow contestants were. So she must have been just as shocked as everyone else to find that T-Pain would be the one taking home the trophy. On TV screens across the country, or even through everyday interactions, Ricki Lake has backed up her claim to being an open book. After asking people to open up about their personal lives in front of an audience for over a decade, Lake has taken to practicing what she's preached when it comes to events in her own life. In January 2020, Lake used Instagram to open up to her fans about something she'd been struggling with for a long time. Lake posted photos of herself rocking a buzz cut and explained that while she wasn't sick, she had long been dealing with hair loss, revealing in the caption that her career-making role may have come at a cost. She went on to explain, "Ever since I played Tracy Turnblad in the original Hairspray back in 1988, and they triple processed and teased my then healthy virgin hair every 2 weeks, my hair was never the same." She didn't lay the blame solely on the Hairspray hair department, citing other factors like dieting, pregnancy stress, and hormonal birth control may have affected her luscious locks as well. She continued on, summing up the experience by writing, "It has been debilitating, embarrassing, painful, scary, depressing, lonely. Almost no one in my life knew the level of deep pain and trauma I was experiencing." Lake had tried extensions, wigs, supplements, and even steroid shots, but when nothing seemed to solve the problem, choosing to let her fans know what she'd been trying to hide turned out to be the best option for her mental health. The early 2000s saw not only the end of Lake's namesake talk show, but also her first marriage, which ended when she and her husband split after nearly 10 years of marriage in 2003. In 2010, she met her second husband, Christian Evans, a jewelry designer who struggled with bipolar disorder. The couple married in 2012, but Lake filed for divorce just 2 years later in 2014, and Evans tragically took his own life in 2017. Despite their marriage already being over, it was still a devastating loss for Lake, who told people about Christian, "The struggle was just too much for him. He did the best he could."
It was only when he had his first manic episode with me in September of 2014 that I really saw, he literally was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
In 2021, Lake found love again with her current husband, Ross Birmingham, announcing their engagement in February of that year with the caption, "This is Ross. He is my person. He is wonderful. I love him very much, and I am so grateful I get to love and be loved so deeply by this stellar human. Our next chapter is sure to be a good one." As of the making of this video, the couple is still happily married after Lake found herself walking down the aisle for the third time in January 2022. With a new relationship came another new desire for Ricki Lake, namely to get healthier. As she shared with Entertainment Tonight, finding her new husband at that point in her life made her realize she wanted as much time with her new beau as she could get, explaining, "We found each other later in life. We're in our 50s. I'm 55. I want to feel as good as I possibly can for as long as I can." Beginning in October 2023, Lake began her weight loss journey with some help from a doctor, though not in the traditional sense. After telling him about her weight loss goals, the doctor wasn't exactly encouraging about her prospects.
The doctor that told me I wasn't going to be successful, he motivated me. I say thank you to him. He really pissed me off.
In the past, Lake had relied upon fad dieting and weight loss pills to keep the pounds off, but this time around, she decided to try something that was a bit more natural and would never go out of style, sharing, "I really am focused on eating really clean food, nothing processed, or as little processed food as possible, and intermittent fasting." Lake lost over 30 pounds, and she was not only determined to keep it off, but excited to share her story with anyone else who may be discouraged, either from their own mindset or from other pessimistic medical professionals, saying, "I am, I guess, defying the odds. Not to say I'm better than anyone, but if I can do it, you can too." It's just like the old saying goes, eating clean food all day makes the mean doctor look like a straight-up fool. But not every recent change in Ricki Lake's life has come naturally. In July 2025, she revealed that she'd undergone a facelift the previous year, taking to Instagram to show off a series of pics that included consultations with her cosmetic surgeon, the areas she wanted to change, her post-op healing photos, and the end result. Lake posted the pictures on the one-year anniversary of the procedure. After shouting out her doctors and friend who had undergone the procedure first, Lake shared that her recent weight loss had played a part in her decision, writing, "I had lost 40 pounds and did not like the extra skin that hung from below my chin. It was never going to tighten up on its own, not at 55. But Lake made sure to add that she wasn't promoting the easy way out of cosmetic fixes, as her fitness journey had already provided her with a good sense of self-worth. As she explained, "Trust me when I tell you, I still felt extra cute and loved myself regardless. This procedure was the icing on the cake."